For the past couple of years, you've probably heard it everywhere, from tech blogs to your group chats. The big question is Apple, the biggest tech company in the world, somehow fumbling the ball on AI? It's a huge topic, so we're going to break it down and see what's really going on behind the scenes.
And hey, it's a totally fair question, right? We've all seen it. One competitor after another drops these absolutely massive, world-changing AI models. And Apple? They were, well, pretty quiet. The story almost wrote itself. The king of cool was getting left in the dust by the AI revolution. But is that the real story?
I mean, let's be honest, the case against them looked pretty solid for a while. Their stock wasn't keeping up, we all got excited for the new and improved Siri, and then delays. And when Apple Intelligence finally showed up, a lot of people just shrugged and said it felt like they were just playing catch-up. So yeah, the concern was definitely real.
But here's where it gets interesting. What if this isn't about Apple falling behind at all? What if they were just playing a completely different game? See, Apple's whole strategy, their playbook, it's not about being first to the party. It's about being the most personal. And this is the absolute core of it. They're not trying to build yet another chatbot that knows everything on the internet. They're building something that knows you. Something that understands your photos, your messages, your calendar, and lives right there on your phone in your pocket.
You can really see the fork in the road right here. Well, basically, everyone else was obsessed with giant cloud-based AI. Apple was quietly focusing on doing as much as possible right on your device. Instead of scraping all the big data in the world, they focused on your personal context. And, this is the big one, they built everything around user privacy, not data collection. It's a totally different approach.
So the big question is, how do they even pull that off? Well, the answer isn't just some clever software trick. It's something Apple has been working on for more than a decade. An absolutely massive lead in custom hardware, all built around a fortress of privacy. So let's start with a muscle. In late 2025, Apple dropped the M5 chip, and the numbers were just wild. We're talking a 4 times increase in AI performance over the last chip. This wasn't a little speed bump, this was a monster leap forward, designed specifically to run powerful AI, locally.
And that really gets to the heart of Apple's secret weapon. Because they've been making their own chips for years, they can design hardware and software that work together perfectly. It's like building your own engine for your own race car. It gives them this incredible advantage in speed and efficiency that nobody else can really match. All that custom hardware is what makes their privacy promise possible. For most things you do, your data literally never leaves your phone or your Mac. If a task is too big, it goes to what they call a private cloud. But here's the kicker. Even then, it's designed so that Apple themselves can't see your data and nothing gets saved. It's privacy baked right into the system.
Okay, so they have the power, they have the privacy, and then they do something that made everyone's head spin. They announced they were teaming up with one of their biggest rivals in AI, Google. So how does that make any sense?
And there it was, the official announcement in January 2026. After years of being fierce competitors, these two giants were shaking hands. Now, this wasn't Apple admitting defeat. No way. This was a super calculated move to get the best of both worlds. So why would they do it? Why would Apple, of all companies, let a competitor inside its famous walled garden? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Apple is playing to its strengths. They know what they do best, and they also know what they don't do best. This chart from Apple themselves really tells the whole story. You can see their own AI is fantastic at personal stuff, like finding that one photo of your dog in a funny hat or summarizing your emails. But when you need to know something about the wider world, say the history of ancient Rome, they decided to just plug into the best engine out there, which happens to be Google's. So you get Apple for you and Google for the world. Okay, so that's the grand plan. Slow and steady, focus on privacy, leverage their hardware, and make a smart partnership. It all sounds great on a slide, but the real question is, did it actually work? The answer came, and it came fast. Suddenly, all those pieces just clicked into place. First, the M5 chip gave them the power. Then, the Google deal filled that knowledge gap. And then, boom, the products started rolling out. A brand new suite for creative professionals, and finally, a Siri that was actually smart and conversational. And you could see the results in the real world. Just look at China, a super important market where Apple had been struggling. As soon as these new AI features hit, their market share bounced right back. You can see it right there. It literally stopped their rivals' growth in its tracks. The strategy was paying off.
And, of course, they found a way to make money with it. The Apple Creator Studio is a perfect example. For a monthly subscription, you get these incredibly useful AI tools. Imagine searching for a single word inside hours of video footage and finding it instantly. Or having an AI create a rough cut of your project for you. This isn't a gimmick. It's a game changer for creative work.
So let's just pull this all together. When you look at the big picture, it's clear Apple was never in a race to build the single smartest AI in a lab. Their goal was something else entirely: to build the most useful, the most personal, and the most deeply integrated AI for the billion-plus people who use their stuff every single day.
And that leaves us with one final and I think really fascinating question to chew on. While everyone else was racing to build the most powerful AI, did Apple quietly succeed in building the most trusted one? And in the long run, which one of those do you think is going to matter more?